What it do, y'all? It's your boy King Burger here at the Too Easy King. I gotta catch myself before I say Too Easy Podcast. But yeah, welcome to the Too Easy King, man. This is your boy, your host, King Barco. Welcome. I'm gonna be reacting to The Last of Us Season 2 reaction from the Critical Drinker. I've been hearing a lot of things about this show. I'm glad I haven't watched it because I've been hearing it's a big time shit show. And so without, I don't know. I don't truly care. Like, they're pretty much following the Last of Us games. Like season one was the first Last of Us, and then season two, they pretty much were following the Last of Us Part Two, and they're saying it was just bad. The show was just bad overall. Yeah, one second. But yeah, they're just saying overall the show was bad. And the Critical Drinker, if you guys haven't followed his page, go check him out. He's a real deal. Like he be pretty much saying or thinking the shit that I be thinking. So definitely go check him out. Go show him some love. But yeah, man, it's like on the real. Like this show, it didn't look good. It didn't look promising. It didn't look like something I wanted to watch. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that did it, and I'm hearing that ever since Joel, Pedro Pascal's character, died. And also, I should add too, why is Pedro Pascal in fucking everything? Like, there's like almost every show that's out there or any movie that's out there, it has to have Pedro Pascal in it. Like, is there no other actors? Yeah, pork. If there's no other actor out there, it has to be Pedro Pascal. It's like, is he the only actor in Hollywood right now? The only one that you guys can control, or is there something else? Like, there was a bunch of other characters that probably would have been or probably played a better Joe. There's people saying that the brother, what's his name, the brother from Game of Thrones, the one that was having the what's called. I still haven't seen that show either. The what was it, Jamie Lannister, Canister, some shit like that. The one I was having sex with his sister, and yeah, it was some crazy shit. But either way, yeah, it was some crazy shit. It was some crazy shit. But like this show, like people were not asking for it. Season one was pretty good from what I hear, but it was just a rehash of the first one. And then, which is why it was pretty good. And then the second one was okay before Joel died. After Joel died, I heard the ratings went bad. The ratings went way down low, and they started getting real bad ratings. Like the show became unwatchable after Joel died. So I don't know. We're gonna check this out. Critical Drinker, shout out to you, big dog. But yeah, man, let's get it. And also, I also should throw in there. I hope the zombies from that show never come to real life on the real. Like I'm not fucking. I'm good on that. You know what I mean? Running zombies. I really hope if a post-apocalypse actually happens, they're the Walking Dead zombies. I want nothing to do with the fucking the World War Z zombies or the fucking Last of Us zombies, or what was that other one? The one where they climb on top of each other too, like World War Z. Days Gone, I think. I think it's Days Gone. But yeah, man, I want nothing to do with those fucking zombies. I'm good on that shit. But let's go ahead and get the shit started, though. Shout out to the Critical Drinker. Guys, go subscribe to him. Go show him some love. But let's get this thing started, man.
And so, The Last of Us Season 2 stumbles and flops to its conclusion like a fat guy trying to pole vault in the middle of a storm of fan backlash, cratering audience scores,
There's a lot of cringe moments
that HBO conveniently doesn't talk about anymore. In short, this season has been nothing short of a complete and total disaster. A boring, bleak, depressing, badly written slog of a show that actually strained the very limits of my endurance just to get to the ends. And I've watched The Acolyte.
We were on the brink of extinction!
And the thing that's so sad about this whole thing is that this disaster was entirely predictable. In fact, I predicted it months before the season even started in this video right here. But man, even I couldn't have imagined just how bad it was going to be, apart from a couple of half-decent actions. Problem number one. Joel. It's no secret that killing off Joel in the first few hours of the game has gone down in history as one of the worst narrative decisions that anyone's ever made, ever.
Like that shit. Just the video game itself was just bad when it killed Joe.
Well, I said one of the
That
worst.
destroyed the
And you'd
fucking
think that 5
franchise.
years of
Once he
fan
killed Joe,
backlash, alternative suggestions, and endless video essays would have convinced Neil Druckmann to do something a bit different this time
they
around.
just copy and pasted
But
it.
nope, there it is, almost beat for beat, exactly like in the game,
Exactly.
at the same exact point in the narrative. And as it turns out, it was just as unpopular now as it was 5 years ago. Not only did killing off the protagonist of the first season in such a pointless, brutal manner leave a sour taste in people's mouths, but it also left a gaping hole in the show that no other character could possibly fill. The relationship between Joel and Ellie was the beating heart of both the game and the show, and without it, The Last of Us lost that vital element that kept people engaged. It's humanity. And there's really no getting around this. Pedropascal was by far the best thing about The Last of Us.
Ha! Gay!
Yeah, he's arguably overhyped and overexposed as an actor, and I'm still not convinced he was the best man for the job. But one
Thank you. What did I just say? He's in almost fucking everything. Like, what isn't Pedro Pascal in, dog? Thank you. Finally. Shit. Like, we don't need him in every fucking role, dog. Like, how many movies was he in just this year alone? Let alone last year. Like, he was almost in every fucking thing. It's crazy. Like, there was way better actors out there that could have played this role. Even though he did a good job, there's way better actors in this role. Way better actors for this role.
But one thing I can't deny is that the guy can fucking act. Pascal brought some much-needed authority, gravitas, and believability to the show, and with him out of the picture, it was up to problem number 2 to carry this show. Which brings me neatly along to problem number 2, Ellie. There are certain unavoidable truths that have to be reconciled in life, dear viewer. 1, true happiness is something that you only recognize once it's gone. 2, Aerith is objectively the better girlfriend for Cloud in Final Fantasy VII. And 3, Bella Ramsey was the wrong fucking choice to play Ellie. Now, I'm not here to shit all over her appearance or hate on her as a person, because that's pretty unfair.
But she looks nothing like...
She's just an actor doing a job, and believe it or not, she actually comes across as pretty likable.
Yeah, she actually was pretty decent. Like, a lot of people liked her on Game of Thrones, from what I hear. But at the same time, it was like, dog, she was not the right choice for that. Like, you could, like... there were so many other girls. They're even saying the girl who played Abby was the better choice for Ellie. Like, she was a way better choice, supposedly. Like, this was just forced. Like, however they did this, it felt just forced. And yeah, bro, like they did so many things wrong with the show, and they just thought, hey, maybe we copy and paste it and bring back, the old things that happened to the old game. Like, the old game was so controversial. Like, the fact that it won Game of the Year over Ghost of Tsushima still blows my mind to this day. Still blows my fucking mind. Ghost of Tsushima should have won Game of the Year. That game was amazing. It's impeccable. That game was probably the most perfect game besides, Red Dead Redemption. And honestly, if that game came out that same year, Red Dead Redemption and fucking God of War would have had to run for their money. I don't even know if God of War would have won if Ghost of Tsushima was in the lineup. But either way, yeah, man, it was crazy, man. It was real crazy. Yeah, she does not look like the character, and it's not bad. Like, there's people they'll say that, say bad things if you say that the person does not look like the character. Like, I was saying the other day, the girl that they're considering for Storm in the MCU is the girl who played the witch on Wicked. They're saying that she's like the top runner-up or top person for that role. And it's like, no, she don't look anything like her. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say that she does not look anything like this character. She does not embody this character or anything. Like, can we stop just giving roles to people? You know what I mean? Just to fill a quota. I feel like that's what it is. Like, they give roles to people just to fill a quota, and not because they actually deserve the role or are the best fit for the role. But I digress.
likable and down to earth in interviews, but the harsh reality is that not every actor can play every role.
Yeah.
They have to physically embody the character they're playing, and if they can't do that, they at least have to capture the essence of that character's personality. Clearly, Ramsey doesn't look anything like Ellie, so the first option's right out the window, but she also doesn't have the acting range to embody Ellie either. Her performance ranges from so wooden you could build a log cabin out of it, to so over the top that it makes Nick Cage look like Anthony Hopkins. None of it feels believable. She's laughable when she's trying to be intimidating, obnoxious when she's trying to be likable. Much as I dislike the game, one thing I can't deny is that Ashley Johnson fucking crushes it as Ellie, and comparing some of the most iconic scenes, you can't help but notice the massive gulf of talent between her and Ramsey. It's a lethal combination that absolutely kills your investment in the character, and it doesn't help that she's been written as a completely different person from the game. Game Ellie was a broken woman for most of Part 2, completely consumed with revenge to the point where it takes a visible toll on her mind and body. Yeah, it was depressing, but it at least made sense, and it perfectly fit with the theme of revenge ultimately costing both parties everything. TV show Ellie is completely different though. You can practically feel the insecurities of the writers shining through, where they try so hard to make her tough and resilient, where she used to be open and trusting, and instead of being strong and determined, she just comes across as prickly, arrogant, and aggressive. Her relationship with Dina has gone from teetering on the brink of collapse to some idyllic teen romance where they're cracking jokes, smiling, laughing, and fucking like they don't have a care in the world. They never really argue or fall out. They see everything pretty much the same way, and they're both so frustratingly agreeable that you have to wonder why Dina even exists. It makes zero fucking sense, and it leaves you with this horrible nagging feeling that Joel's death really didn't make much of an impression on Ellie at all. Problem number 3, the pacing. The pacing of Last of Us Season 2 is absolutely abysmal. In the games, this was less of a problem because the player was in control most of the time, and cutscenes only came up occasionally to move forward or builds up the worlds. How many tedious sex scenes did they have to cram in that feel completely out of step with two people in a tense survival situation where death can come at any moment? Yeah, there's nothing like being freezing wet and cold. Ellie and Dina just casually riding down the middle of a city street that could be crawling with enemy troops, to the wolf leaders who decide to occupy a hospital that's infected with airborne virus spores that could infect them at any moment, to Joel and his complete refusal to stand up for himself or explain his past actions, to Abby walking off and leaving someone who's clearly going to come after her for revenge later. Nobody's actions make any fucking sense. It's all just done in service of the plot, and that's not even counting the dialogue that's...
I'm gonna be a dad.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, guys, that couldn't have even sounded good in your heads. Problem 5. The message. Yeah, you probably knew this bit was coming, and for good fucking reason. The game was notorious enough for being aggressively pro-current thing, but the show takes it to such a ludicrous degree that it
Yeah, man, that... I'm glad I didn't watch the show. I'm actually glad now. Now, watching this, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I didn't watch the show. Good. Oh, I'm not subscribed? Okay, I'm about to subscribe. Subscribe to you, Big Dog. Go subscribe to Critical Drinking. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch the show. Shit. Dodged the bullet. This looks bad, by the way. It looks bad. It doesn't even look like it's even halfway decent. At least the game, it showed cinematic like moments and actually looked halfway playable. This right here doesn't even look a quarter watchable. At least after Joel dies. Like if it's just showing her and not Joel, I'm like, I probably don't want to watch it. Like Joel's like a big piece of the fucking game. I was hearing how good the first season was and how decent the first season was and how watchable it actually probably is. But now I'm like looking at it now, I'm like, nah, I'm good. There's like some shows I just won't get started on if there's like certain bullshit in there, like certain things like what he's talking about, the message, like when they're trying to force things onto shows and say certain things about certain people. Like I just won't watch it if I find out it's that.
that it actually becomes laughable. The whole 100-pound actress beating up a bunch of accommodating stuntmen routine has been done so many times that I'd become kind of numb to it by this point. But then we're treated to the insane sight of Bella Ramsey, who looks like a small child at the best of times, literally overpowering a man who's at least twice her size and many times her strength.
What, are you retarded?
Who the fuck do you think is going to buy something like this?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, guys, did your fight choreographer not put up his hand?
It's the girl boss trope, man. It's like, I can do anything a guy can do, and like, you're not going to show any development in this character. She can just do everything that a guy can do. Like, that's the thing about stories, man. You got to let these people develop. You got to let these people become a good person. Like, Ellie actually could have been a decent character. Like, Ellie in the game, you saw her development. You saw how she handles business. She learned it from Joel, and then now she's carrying on and doing her thing. But now it's just like, I don't know, it's weird. It's not the same. It don't hit the same. It don't taste the same. I'm good on that. These all look like the great value versions of the video game. Like, they should have just gotten the actual people that did the video game shit to do the people on this shit, like, on the real. Like, they couldn't have gotten the other girl that played, what's her name, the girl that was pregnant with the baby. Because she was pregnant with his baby, right? Or something, like the Asian dude's baby. I can't remember for the life of me. The game itself was okay. There were some good moments, but the game was actually okay.
His hand at some point and say, I don't think this is working. I don't think... can pretty much guarantee that almost every position of command and authority is going to be held by a woman in this show, and every military unit will be at least 50% female.
Yeah, this looks crazy. I ain't gonna lie, some of the shit does look good, but it's like you see the other parts.
There's even a point where a heavily pregnant woman is somehow allowed to go out into hostile territory, like she's not going to be a complete liability to herself and everyone around her.
Son of a...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think that anyone in their right mind believes this nonsense for 1 second? The inconvenient truth is that if The Last of Us actually happened for real, women would never be allowed anywhere near combat or danger in general, for that matter, because they're too valuable to risk losing. They wouldn't be allowed out on patrol, they wouldn't serve in military units, and they probably wouldn't be in positions of frontline command either.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense too. It's like, you wouldn't put the most valuable assets that you have, like, for extinction. Like, you wouldn't want to put women on the front lines because, yeah, like, strategically, like, we're just thinking strategically, not morally or anything like that. Not saying, and again, I've served in the Army and I've seen women do jobs. I mean, there's some women in there that can't do the same thing that men can do, some of them. But as far as like infantry units and shit like that, yeah, I don't like. There's probably a small percentage of women that can do what men do on infantry units, and so in this type of situation, I wouldn't put my most valuable asset on the front lines. The women that can carry babies, like, I would not put our most valuable assets on the front line. Like, if you're just thinking strategically, that makes sense. Now, morally, I mean, it's people can do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's none of my business. If you want to die and risk your life, do what you got to do. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. If you want to die, that's on you, baby. But at the same time, it's like it makes somewhat of a point. It makes somewhat of a point, but yeah, I get what he's saying.
In general, for that matter, because they're too valuable to risk losing. They wouldn't be allowed out on patrol, they wouldn't serve in military units, and they probably wouldn't be in positions of frontline command either. They would be at home having babies and keeping things running behind the lines while the men took all the risks and made most of the big decisions. Enough, all that stuff tends to go out the window once people start dying, and all the safeguards and comforts of modern society get stripped away.
And thing about this is, I was talking about reality checks. As soon as the fan fucking hits, all these messages, all these politics, everything goes out the window, and your only thought is to survive. And that kicks in. It's like, I'm telling you right now, when it comes to life or death situations, motherfuckers' ideologies, all that shit you think you know, all the shit that you think you stand on, means nothing when there's bullets flying all over the place, when there's life and death situations. Yeah, all that shit you talking, yeah, the only thing you talking is, God, please get me out this situation. That's it. So yeah, I mean, he has a point too. Like in any actual apocalyptic situation, politics go out the window. Human decency, humanity, a lot of shit goes out the fucking window. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like there's people out there that don't mind saying that they're cannibals. They don't mind going cannibal. There's people out there that'll say some crazy shit like that. Like any human decency, any humanity you may think you have goes out the window when it comes to survival. It goes out the window. So he's right on that too.
Stripped away, you really would be amazed how quickly the idea of girl bossing dies out when people's lives on the line. On the other hand, the male characters around them are usually portrayed as corrupt, bigoted, or cowardly at worst, and at best benignly agreeable and progressive, always happy to take insults and disrespect.
Yeah, and that's crazy too. Like it's like in real life, man. There's some dudes that are not as chivalrous. Like and that's the crazy thing too. If you're trying to represent reality too, like if you're trying to be realistic in this situation, men are not going to be as chivalrous as they are now. Like as much as you think men are misogynistic and bad, just wait until you run across a motherfucker or a guy in the woods surviving off nothing but the land, and you run into him in a post-apocalyptic situation. You don't know what this motherfucker could do. You don't know if this man's chivalrous. I mean, you better hope and pray that he's chivalrous. Because if he's not, there's no limit to what some motherfuckers would do to survive or to get what they want. In those type of situations, you better hope and pray. Hope and pray that this is a good person. That's all I'm going to say on that. You better hope and pray you run into a good person, because not all men, especially in these situations, are as chivalrous as you think, or as much as you think that men aren't chivalrous and men don't care. Trust me, men are the most, especially here in America. Like men, or men in the West in general. Not saying anywhere else doesn't have the same thing, but I'm just saying, go somewhere where true misogyny is. Go to somewhere where in Dubai where women can't even speak out or hold hands with their loved ones or do shit like that. Go over there and bring those same ideals over there. They'll lock your ass up. I'll tell you that much. And so the same thing could probably happen in a post-apocalyptic situation. So I don't know. I just try to keep it real all the time, man. All that shit right there, all that girl boss thing, it's fine now because there's no true life death situation. But in a real life death situation, that shit goes out the fucking window. I'm telling you right now, all these ideals and all this shit, like everybody's ideals, not just that type of ideal, all ideals go out the window when it comes to life and death. All ideals. So I'm just saying, I've been in a couple of them. And I remember my ass was praying like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I've been stabbed multiple times. I've been shot at. Not to fucking trauma brag, but is that what you call it? Trauma bragging? Some shit like that. But I've been shot. I haven't been shot. My bad. I'm not 50 Cent. I've been stabbed and I've been shot at. And I'm telling you right now, there's nothing other than praying. There's nothing that I did that wasn't praying and hoping I get out that fucking situation. Right? Everything else I didn't bring my beliefs like why is Obama in the presidency, or why is Bush in the presidency? I didn't say none of that bullshit. First thing I went to was praying to God. I was like, God, please get me out of this. That's it. All the ideals, anything you could have thought of, and anything you could think of, anything you believe in, goes out the fucking window. But let's finish this movie. Let's finish this video. Gosh damn, I went hard in the paint with this one.
without ever giving anything back and defer to their betters, because again, that's how guys like Neil Druckmann in their comfortable 21st century progressive bubble imagined that the world would look. And in a show that's so desperate to be taken seriously, it's amazing how much The Last of Us relies on cliched tropes that became outdated and laughable half a decade ago. It's a show born from bad source material, adapted into a preachy, self-indulgent mess by a man whose activism was always more arrogant to listen and too zealous to change. Well, you really did get what you deserve, and The Last of Us deserved the failure it created for itself. I'm just fucking glad I don't have to watch any more of it for a couple of years. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Yeah.
Go away now.
Hey, shout out to the Critical Drinker, man. He has a lot of good content. Go check him out. He pretty much is saying the same thing I be saying all the time, man. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? For some reason they go off. But yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys like the new Last of Us show? Are you guys liking season 1 and 2, or do you like only season 2 or 1? Let me know what you guys think. And you also go check out the Critical Drinker. Go show him some love and subscribe. And yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad I haven't watched the show then. If this is what it is, I'm glad I haven't watched. Because I mean, like, if you're gonna do something like something as big as The Last of Us and adapt it to to a show, you got to do it right. And it looked like it was going towards a positive direction on the first one, but then you also know season 2 is on the way, and you know how it was on the video game, and it wasn't positively received in the video game community. And so I was surprised that they were going to go the same exact direction. I was like, man, then, just go play the game or something. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to sit through this and knowing what's going to happen? Like, you guys didn't change it up. You guys maybe added some extra little dialogue or some extra action scenes, but it wasn't anything different. It looks like it was the same, only worse quality, with people that don't look like the characters themselves. And, it was just a copy and paste, only worse. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and comment. Let me know. And also don't be afraid to subscribe and show us some love here on the channel. But anyways, much love, y'all. Peace.